joined by head coach Dan Stratford. Coach, if you just want to start us off, just kind of previewing Wednesday's match, then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, obviously really pleased to come away from a long trip from SIU with 3 points and a good performance. Yeah, if you like, feeling like we put the two things together and kind of righted some of the wrongs of the previous 2 games where we played well and been on the wrong side of the result. So good to pair the performance with the result on Sunday, and hopefully that gives the guys the lift and a bit more confidence going into obviously what's going to be a huge game and an exciting game with a top 10 team. Forget that it's obviously a local rival in Marshall, but a top 10 team coming to Dick D'Lesk. That's not easy to come by. No matter how well you schedule, you never know whether or not you're going to get that quality of opponent coming to play at your home stadium. So hopefully the boys we'll get a lift from that and we'll be energized and excited about the challenge. Certainly the staff are looking forward to that, and what should be a really exciting game.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just use the raise hands feature.
Olivia, being that I'm the only other person on here, is it cool if I don't use the raise hand feature and just ask?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, Coach, like you were just saying, able to put some things together. You snapped the 2-game losing streak. What do you think that it was that worked, that allowed you guys to kind of get things going, get over the hump? What are those things that came together?
Not a great deal. Consistency. I think consistency in the messaging to the guys and how we reflect on performances. Really just reinforcing what we were doing and what we were doing well, and a couple of marginal things in terms of a little bit of individual personal pride in their defensive work. But again, when they get to reflect and they get to see it, they know that in a couple of those moments we could have done better in those two games. And the game can be quite cruel in the sport of soccer, where it doesn't take much. You can be the dominant team for 89 minutes and you have one bad minute, and that might be enough on the day for you to lose the game. So I think we were honest enough to really believe that we deserved more out of those 2 games. The challenge for the group came not letting the result impact confidence and the morale of the group, and still believing that we were doing a lot of the right things and implementing the system well. So really it was just staying the course and staying very even keel and consistent with them to reinforce it. If they continue to play that well, and play that way, we'd be on the right side of some results. So that was probably the main message that came from those 2 games. So I was obviously pleased that the guys started the game confidently, and obviously got the goal early, and that kind of settled us down a little bit. And certainly second half, it was a really professional performance in terms of how we played the game, and how we made sure that we kept the clean sheet and really didn't offer too many opportunities for SIU on the day.
And two, with just such a unique offseason and, being so long since these guys played, now that you're 4 or 5 games into the season here, do you feel like you're finally able, to start to get a gauge where they are at, this team, what its identity is, now that you do have some competitive performances?
Definitely. Going through 2 losses, going through that adversity, going through having a midweek game after a long period of travel this weekend, going all the way out to St. Louis, and that aspect of things, what this group is made of. I've said all along, this semester is going to be about us being able to answer some questions about ourselves, about the culture, about the character of this group. I don't think there were too many questions about the quality of this group. We have a lot of confidence in the players we have and the quality of how we can play. But there are other challenges, and we haven't had the chance to face them in such a long time. So we're still learning about this group. We're still improving as a team, and I think that's the exciting part. Is we're 3-2 and feel like we probably deserved a bit more from the 2 losses, and there's a lot of potential in this group. So we're excited about the steps we're taking and the way that we're trending for sure.
And with this game against Marshall, Coach, I mean, obviously you played here, a little bit about the rivalry. These are 2 programs who don't really get to match up often, but, whenever they do, it seems to get, the fan base from both sides around it. So just what are you expecting, from that side, just having this in-state clash and a nighttime showing at Dick D'Lesk?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's what your college environment and college experience should consist of. You know, we spoke to the team a little bit tactically about what Marshall do and the challenges that we'll have. And then after we were done with the tactical piece yesterday, I talked to them as an alum. I talked to them as an alum of this program to say, you know, what were our fondest memories of playing at Dick Gillespie, and it was beating #1 UConn and beating #6 Notre Dame, and those games under the lights with a big crowd, a good opponent to make for a really good game. There is an opportunity for these players on Wednesday night to make a memory that they will be talking about 15 years from now. So that I can shut up about my playing career and the rest of the staff, and we can start talking about some of the things that we achieved as coaches and what these guys are going to achieve during their playing careers as well. So the fact that it's Marshall, the fact that it's a local team only adds a little bit more excitement and a bit more appetite to the game. But as I said, the opportunity to have a top 10 team come into your home stadium, they're hard to come by. So I hope the guys see it as an exciting opportunity. You know, can give it everything they've got to obviously be the right side of the result on Wednesday night.
And they're on a 3-game win streak as well, Coach. You know, another ranked opponent that they just beat too. What do you see out of Marshall? What do you think the biggest challenge is going to be for your team tomorrow?
They got a lot of good players. They got a lot of good attacking players. Obviously, there's a history there between me and Chris, because I worked for him for 3 years at Charleston. So there's an intimate element of me understanding him as a head coach, knowing how he recruits, and knowing that he's always going to attract good players, and he's always going to be incredibly ambitious with what he's looking to achieve as a coach. I have no doubt that he has that group of players believing that they can win a national championship this spring. And that's something I admire about Chris as a coach, and what he's been able to do at Marshall, if you look at the way they've trended over the last 3 years. So we're going to have to be at our best. We're going to have to play a really intelligent game. Obviously manage ourselves a little bit, knowing that we did just play on Sunday and they've had a bit more of a break. But as I said, that's nothing to fear. We should go into this game with a ton of confidence and a ton of excitement that we get this opportunity to showcase ourselves against the top 10 team.
Okay, Coach, so this is the last one I have for you. With Chris, you have a little friendly smack talk before this game, or you save that for after? Have you talked to him at all ahead of this matchup?
Yeah, of course. We've been going back and forth about what we want to call this rivalry, coming up with a name and some type of tradition, because as you mentioned, this is a game that hasn't been played all that often. But with Marshall achieving what they have in recent years, and obviously us aspiring to be a top 10 team ourselves, this fixture is a no-brainer. It's a local rival. It's an in-state rival. It should always be a top 25 matchup. So, you know, we're looking forward to playing them this spring, but we're also looking forward to playing them next fall. And I have no doubt that probably the fall after that and the fall after that. So this should become a familiar fixture for us. It should get the fans excited. It should fill the stands, not just here at Dick Gillespie, but when we go to Marshall as well. And again, that only enhances the experience and the quality of experience for our student athletes to play in that type of environment, albeit hostile. But I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, those are the games that stood out from my career, that the ones that give you the most lasting memory. So we should want that for the players, and the players should be looking forward to the opportunity.
Coach, that's all I have for you. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.